New Washington Post ABC News poll shows overwhelming support for a West Africa travel ban. 67% of Americans say they support travel restrictions for anyone from the countries of West Africa facing the worst of the Ebola epidemic. But CDC Director Tom Frieden is having none of it, claiming, quote, a travel ban is not the right answer. It's simply not feasible to build a wall, virtual or real, around a community, city, or country. A travel ban would essentially quarantine the more than 22 million people who make up the combined populations of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Those are the three most devastated by the Ebola virus. But Dr. Frieden doesn't mention the 314 million Americans he works for. Our next guest says travel restrictions may be exactly what is needed. Joining us tonight, Congressman Pete Sessions, chairman of the powerful House Rules Committee, also a member of the Republican Study Committee. Good to have you with us, Congressman.
Liz, thank you very much.
Tom Frieden is making some rather peculiar judgments and statements here, which none of us, at least, is a medical genius, but it doesn't take one to understand that a quarantine, whether national or individual, is necessary when confronted with this awful disease.
I think you can look at the responses that come out of the CDC, and in particular, probably the administration. They tend to mirror each other. The real issue is about the success rate that we're having here in Texas, which is very difficult for us to measure at this point. We have had one person die, one person now with Ebola.
Right.
But I think that the way that we've come about this from the very beginning was we were underwhelmed with what the real threat was. We were told, you know, if we just follow simple procedures, do the right thing, everything's okay. Well, it's not okay. And it's not okay to have some 13,000 people who have extra visas who might be coming to the United States from Africa. The head of the CDC, when he spoke with me 2 weeks ago, said it's a raging epidemic in Africa. That means that we should take appropriate steps to address not only that, but to protect this country. And that's what I advised the director that day, and I'm on that same message. We need to make sure that the things that we do bring success and confidence to the American people. And I believe that means that we would effectively shut down these 13,000 visas. We would catch up with where we are and figure out how aggressive this virus is and how to stop it.
This is becoming very troubling, I think, to many Americans, because the CDC, the guidance from the CDC is that they're going to stop it in its tracks, that this is something that's, it's basically they were saying it's handled, when in fact they weren't the ones handling it. And it fell upon the state of Texas and a Dallas area hospital to deal with it. This is a peculiar posture to be taken here, and it seems almost, it doesn't, to me, it seems without equivocation. It seems to be a political statement on the part of Dr. Frieden rather than a medical judgment in the interest of the public health of Americans.
Yeah, I'd like to agree with that, Lou, and I think that what you're saying is exactly what people are saying in Dallas, Texas. Let's more carefully understand the threat against us and our families. Let's understand how this disease manifests itself. Let's know more about how this person did contract the Ebola. But let's not go and say everything is okay, there's a 100% chance everybody's going to be just fine. Let's provide people in Dallas, Texas with the confidence that we know what we're doing. And when you have delays of days, which occurred before apartments were cleaned up, when you have people willingly and openly going to school rather than understanding the gravity of what is involved. And lastly, when people are downplaying the activity, it simply does not give the American people, nor the people in Dallas, Texas, the confidence that we're doing the right thing. We need to start doing the right thing, and I think it should start with this travel ban. I think it could also emanate itself to where some 4,000 members of the military could take those Americans that are traveling back and forth and provide that medical evaluation that might be necessary on that side in Africa before they came here. I think all these things would give the American people confidence that we're worried about Americans and we're doing the right thing.
Congressman, good to talk with you.